Welcome back to Peaceabilities. This is Armand Benco, your host from the Colayco Foundation. Ma'am Feg, welcome back again. Yung BSP, I remember more than 40 years ago, I'm 42 now. I saw a different logo back then. It's may tao, iniikot yung isang parang hirap na hirap siya turning this wheel. Right now, the BSP has a new logo. I don't know if we can show it on screen. There is a new logo of the BSP right now. Very different. Even the colors is different. What are the elements in this new logo? And what's the reason?
2 years old ka pa lang, may memory ka na. Ibig
Yes,
sabihin, because at
second year na, third year high school na yata ako nun.
Kasi yung sinasabi mo na mama na may hawak na gano'n, parang ang ibig sabihin nun, yung turning the wheels of progress.
Right.
But since then, nagkaroon ng evolution yung logo ng Bangko Sentral. Ang susunod, nawala yung tao, wheel na lang.
Yes.
Pagkatapos nun, nagkaroon tayo ng representation nung nagkaroon na ng Bangko Sentral, kasi from Central Bank, nawala ang Central Bank of the Philippines, nagkaroon ng bagong batas, nagkaroon ng charter, at nag-create naman ng Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas.
Bago muna huron, ma'am.
Yes.
Bakit po ba napalitan? From CB to BSP?
Okay. Nagkaroon kasi ng pagbabago ng pananaw kung ano dapat ang magiging papel ng isang bangko sentral in a given country. Nung ang Central Bank of the Philippines ay naka-create noong 1949, we were just recovering from the ravages of war, yung Second World War. And January 3, 1949, nag-umpisa. Yun yung first day of operation ng Central Bank of the Philippines. And since then, yung monetary niya, yung monetary function niya, yung pag-supervise ng ating banking sector, may kasama siyang, may kaakibat na responsibility for development functions, development financing. So, it was into that.
Okay.
Nung nagkaroon ng pagbabago, noong 1993, nag-umpisa yung Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Biglang, ang pinaka-principal difference niya, nagkaroon ng principal focus. Wala na sa kanya yung development objective. Kasi ang finocus niya is monetary policy.
Okay.
At saka polisiya particular to the banking sector. Making sure na stable ang ating price environment through monetary policy.
Okay.
At panatilihing malusog, masigla at matatag ang ating banking sector, which are very important elements in ensuring sustained and balanced economic growth in the country. Hindi lamang sa isang lugar sa Pilipinas, kundi sa buong bansa. So, yun yung objective ng Bangko Sentral. Challenging siya kasi naging focused and nung nagde-develop ang Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, nung beginning ng dekada ng 2000, nagkaroon ng conscious effort, nagkaroon ng conscious decision ang Bangko Sentral, o sige, kasi independent ang Bangko Sentral. Independent meaning hindi kami kamukha ng ibang ahensya ng gobyerno na pumupunta sa Kongreso at humihingi ng budget taon-taon.
So fiscal and separate talaga kayo?
We are independent. We are. Pati pag-craft ng policy, we are independent. Pati yung sa budgetary. So talagang, kumbaga, independent.
Bakit? Ano pong kagandahan nun? You are not influenced by
political decisions. So,
right.
Kumbaga, nakikita natin yun sa ibang bansa. Kapag may election year, policies tend to favor yung para maging accommodative so that it adds points dun sa kandidato nung present administration. So, there was a very conscious effort on the part of our legislators. Ibahin. So, nagkaroon ng Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, independent. Ang sabi ng Bangko Sentral, dahil kami ay independent, we will be more accountable, we will be more transparent. So, anong ginawa ng Bangko Sentral? Sabi niya, i-announce namin kung ano ang aming performance objective. And then, para ang mga tao alam saan patungo ang ating policy. Kasi ang gusto ng ating business environment is stability. predictability.
Some form of
Oo, kasi
predictability.
kailangan stable eh. Kasi you cannot make, alam mo yan, Armand, bilang financial advisor, na it is difficult to make decisions for the long term when the environment is volatile. So what we need to do is to provide an environment of stability. And we do that through monetary policy and through appropriate policy to keep the banking sector stable and sound. And siguro, Armand, siguro makikita natin, has this worked? Kasi talagang, when I came into the BSP, at babago pa lang siyang ina-adapt. Sabi ko, what a brave thing to do. Who can say how prices would react? And monetary policy ka lang. What about the weather? Diba? Hindi mo masabi. Baka ready to harvest ka na, biglang andyan yung bagyo. What about yung nangyari, for example, sa Russia, nasunog yung kanyang mga wheat. Ang wheat crop niya, and so, ngayon, bina niya ang export. So, there are so many variables. And I thought it was so brave of an institution, a government institution, to say outright, this is what we are going for. And then judge us later how we have fared. And then, nakalagay doon, pag sumala doon sa target, we have to explain it by writing to the president and reporting to the public. And so far, kasi nung 1986, pinanganak ka na ba noon?
Yes.
Noong mga panahon na yun, and that was in the aftermath of the debt moratorium. May panahon talaga na talagang hirap na hirap ang Pilipinas. We had to suspend payment of our foreign debts.
Nangyari ho ba yun?
Nangyari yan nung middle of 1980s kasi that was the time na...
Pero hindi matagal, ma'am.
Medyo
taon,
matagal
hindi tayo
din.
nagbabayad, ganun?
Yung taon, kasi ito yung nangyari eh. Ang kasi nandoon ako sa oil company noon. Sa Philippine National Oil Company ako noon nagtatrabaho. And ang unang-unang tinamaan, ang letter of credit, dapat napaka-dependable niyan. Pag inamno mo yun, dapat.
Explain natin, ano po yung letter of credit?
Letter of credit. Okay. In very simple terms, okay.
Promissory note.
In other words, in very simplest terms, tama yun. Parang pag pinresent mo yan, mababayaran ka. Okay.
Sino ang nag-present ng letter of credit?
Okay. Importante yan pag nagte-trade ka globally.
Okay.
So, kung bumili ako nung panahon na yon, langis, crude oil ang binibili natin. Napakahalaga nun. Crude oil, binigay natin sa Saudi Arabia.
Right. Binigay natin yung letter of credit natin.
Yes. Hindi na honor, hindi na bayaran. And that was the first time na, bakit? Yung pala, ang baba na ng ating international reserves. Ang halaga ng
ano pong sabihin international
dolyares,
reserve?
ang halaga ng foreign exchange na kailangan natin para ipambayad ng goods and services sa labas ng ating bansa, sumadsad. So, kumbaga, kaya dumaan ang panahon noon for several years, kung siguro maalala natin, nakapila ang mga sector na nangangailangan ng dollars para sila ay mauna sa pila at makapangbili ng kanilang kailangan. Naging parang cash. So, pero importante, sinuspende natin ang pagbabayad sa ating mga utang sa labas ng bansa at nagkaroon ng negotiation. Napakatagal na proseso nun at meron tinatawag na asosasyon ng mga bangko kasi hindi lang isa o dalawa eh. Marami sila.
Lahat ba ng bansa may central bank?
Ang pagkaalam ko, oo. Iba-iba lang ang parameters ng kanilang authority. Yung iba kasi, yung iba sa atin kasi merong Insurance Commission, may SEC, may ganun. Sa iba, iisa lang. Sa iba naman, talagang hati-hati.
Sa atin?
Depende. Sa atin, magkakahiwalay ang Insurance Commission, magkahiwalay ang Securities and Exchange Commission, ang Bangko Sentral. Pero, kahit naman hiwa-hiwalay, meron namang attempt to harmonize kasi may regular na meeting, yung tinatawag nating Financial Sector Forum. So, iba-iba yung sa iba-ibang bansa. Pero siguro ang sukatan na lang natin is ngayon, nung panahon na yon, ang inflation rate umabot, if I remember correctly, as high as 36%. Pero nung 2010, ang ating inflation rate was 3.8%. Can you imagine the amount of progress that we have made since then? At saka, yung ating international reserve, yung halaga ng ating foreign exchange available to us, umabot na ng $61.2 billion
Ang ibig sabihin yan, yan yung dollars na nasa ating
Nasa
bansa
atin,
ngayon.
kontrolado natin.
Bakit po
Mahalaga yan.
Bakit
Okay.
po?
In other words, napaka-healthy ng ating external position. Ang ibig sabihin, pag tayo ay siningil ngayon, na kumbaga ngayon, January, February na pala
February
ngayon.
po.
Magandang umaga. Ngayon, February, yung ating foreign exchange sa ngayon, pwede niyang bayaran several times over yung ilang beses nating pwedeng bayaran, yung utang na dapat nating bayaran ngayong taon na to.
Dahil dito sa...
Dahil sa laki ng ating international reserve, highest ever, Armand, this is our record high. Ang maganda rin dito, this is equivalent to, ang average kasi, you measure it by the amount of imports you can pay, goods and services. Okay na yung 3 months equivalent. Palagay ko, umaabot na tayo ng between 9 and 11 months of importation.
Kaya natin bayaran.
Kaya siguro, Arman, nabalitaan mo rin, nagkaroon na ng liberalization ang Bangko Sentral. Dati, bago ka pag-aalis ka ng bansa, kailangan magpe-present ka ng dokumento na ito kailangan mo para bumili ng $5,000. Nagkaroon tayo ng liberalization, ginawang $30,000 every day. Kahit bumili ka ngayon, bumili ka bukas, $30,000, walang dokumentong hahanapin sa'yo. Ganon tayong kakumpiyansa. And I think, that is how much our economy has grown, how much the economic fundamentals of our economy. At yung kumbaga, malakas po ngayon ang ating ekonomiya.